Hello and welcome to today's class. Today we'll basically be discussing on what should be our approach for the prelims 2021. Now, the basic thing is that what to do. First of all, we'll discuss about the syllabus. Now, basically the syllabus we have is the first of all we have the history. History we have the ancient India, medieval India and modern India. Without wasting much of the time, I'll directly come to the point. See, you can directly prepare for the from the NCRTs. Now, those who are completely new to NCRTs and you think that you cannot cover up so much of the NCRTs and you want to go for the Tarun Goel or Aryant, so far so good, no issues with it. Yes, if you have any kind of doubt whether you can clear it or not, I would say yes, people have already cleared it just by following such kind of books. But remember once and one thing for a moment is that they have also means they simultaneously also went on with the test series, as a result of which they could gain more. So you should also be prepared thoroughly that if you're going for this Tarun Goel and Aryant, you should also go for the test series. And if you're already completed the NCRTs and you have gone for this test series, so far so good, it's fine, no issues with that. Now with respect to economics, now most of the people have the problem with respect to economics. Now, what is the basic problem is that they do not understand certain economic concepts. And basically, some have tried following the NCRTs, but again, the NCRTs have not helped them so much. So, basically, I would suggest you that kindly follow this Sankar Ganesh. Now, most of you, after watching my video, will run to the bookstores to purchase books. Now, basically, I would say that this book is already available online. So, kindly try and make a Google search and try to find it out. In case you can't, then do ask us or do join us in our Telegram group in which we are providing this book. Next, with respect to the polity, I would again say that Lakshmikant is the best, because with the Lakshmikant, what will happen is that not only you will be just preparing for the pre, but simultaneously you will also be preparing for the mains. Because once this book of yours is over, then you can easily prepare for the mains also, and it won't take much of your time. But again, students who are having the problem with respect to Lakshmikant, they can still prefer Tarun Goel and Lucent. Now let me talk one more problem with respect to Lakshmikant. Most of you have complained that Lakshmikant is quite bulky book and that you might not be able to finish it. I agree with that. It is quite bulky and you might not able to finish with that. Hence, like I suggested, go for Tarun Goel or Aryant. But here I would like to suggest you a simplistic technique. Once one of my students had asked me, sir, how to deal with such kind of a bulky book. So I basically recommended to her that complete means if the book is bulky, then cut the book into pieces. And this is literally what I'm trying to say. Basically, I asked her to cut the books into pieces and use this sellotape to make parts of the book and start reading the books with part. Now, those who can prefer this kind of a method, it's also very good and it can also help you. And Lakshmikant is not that difficult. In case you are not able to come up or you are not able to understand certain kind of words, please use Google to enrich your vocabulary. And always remember that whatever you are reading, kindly understand that and then read it. Else there would be always a problem is that you'd be mugging things but you won't be understanding the things. Next, let's look into the science aspect. See, in this case I would say basic NCRT only up to the 10th standards. Do not cover NCRT of the 11th and 12th standards. If you're covering 11th and 12th standard NCRT, so far so good, they will only be helpful for your UPSC, not for OPSC. Next, with respect to geography, again I would suggest kindly read NCRTs. See, NCRTs basically will help you to understand the geography and the concepts of it. You again like economics and like science. Geography, you do not need to mug up things. Only certain things you need to mug up with respect to certain locations and all. Else, there is no need of mugging up. Hence, if you are going with the NCRTs, then it will help you develop the basic understanding. With respect to Tarun Goel and Aryant, I think that certain data are missing, as a result of which it might affect your understanding. But basically, I would also say you that ki, kindly look into the previous year's questions of geography. That will also be helpful to you. Next, with respect to environment, let me bring it up to you that Shankar IS is one of the finest, given the condition that in the 2017, 2016 and 2018 we had directly copy paste questions given by OPSC directly from the Shankar IS. I cannot say that OPSC had directly copied Shankar IS, but whatever questions that were given by the OPSC were already available in Shankar IS. Hence, I would suggest students to read Shankar IS. Again, Shankar IS is also a bulky book. I would again request students that those who are going for Shankar IS kindly divide the book into the parts. If you thoroughly analyze the book is already divided into parts, and you can simply just cut it down and use a sellotape to make your book. Now, again with respect to current affairs, we have we have a multiple selections. One from the one point of view we have the GK today, again we have the LISAs, again we have the Vision IS. Now in this context, what to follow and what not to follow. See, with respect to the Vision IS, what it does that it exclusively focuses upon the UPSC. Yes, it has factual data and others, but it will be difficult for you to cut out the actual information that you need for OPSC. And again, with respect to GK today, yes, it has a whole lot of factual data. You can find out certain data which are exclusively for the OPSC. But again, one thing you have to remember is that please, you have to be very smart while reading this GK today. You need to figure out which is essential for what. Certain things such as the political issues, I would basically ask you to avoid in the GK today and all. And other things such as which are related to other states. For example, there is a new railway station in MP. Now you do not need to read that. Or there is certain kind of development in UP. Again, you do not need to read that. But please understand this. If there is a railway station, I would say that MP has been given the largest railway station in the entire India. Now that is something of national importance that you should focus upon. So crux of my saying is that focus on such thing that is important, that is nationally important. सीधासଳଖ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଦେଖିବାର ଅଛି ଯେଉଁଟାକି nationally importance ଅଛି. Rather than that do not have any kind of a national importance. Now in this context, I would also say that Lisa's current affairs are also so fine, so good. You can follow them. It's quite fine and it has no issues with that. Now practice. How exactly should you practice? See, remember one thing is that your practice must be proper. What does this proper means? See, proper means is that first of all, use your OMR sheet while answering. This is your question paper and this is your answer sheet. Now most students, what they do is that they do not prefer an OMR and they simply say that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, done. So basically I am not saying that students who are doing such kind of method do not qualify prelims. But what I am trying to say is that there are also a certain percentage of students those who make mistake while covering in the OMR. For example, in the OMR sheet, let's say that certain number of questions have been given. What happened was that in question 1 was very difficult, so you left question 1. You never did question 1. But you saw that question 2, 3, 4 were very easy. And you could attempt it by even closing your eyes. Now that's the problem. What happens is that all of a sudden you get excited by seeing that the question number 2 is very easy, but the right option of question number 2 is B, but you mark C. Again you scratch it, again make it B. Now what happened was that this entire question becomes wrong. So basically, students who have the problem of marking in the OMR, kindly practice with the OMR. Now I'm not saying that basically yes, you would say that no sir, this is not a big matter, but trust me, students have faced this problem and you should rectify this. दया करिकी OMR यूज करंतु प्रैक्टिस कला को जो मानकर गोल बुलेयर भूल होची. And above all, join a test series properly. Do not think that yeah, I'll pick up questions, solve them, and that will happen. Yes, it happens. I'm not saying. For the first timer, kindly join test series so that you can feel the pressure. That within a basically what test series will help you is that key. It will help you to finish the course within the time, which nothing else can help you out. You can say that with the self study I can finish at the time. No, test series really helps to finish the syllabus within the time, and it also helps in the thorough revision. So kindly join the test series, that would be beneficial for you. Now, last but not the least was that when will the examinations be conducted? Now, to be precise, I am not sure of the time. In the Indian Express, they had said that it would be done by the 24th February. But according to me, 24th February is very soon, because on the 18th February itself, the what can I say is that the registration process is being over in the 18th February. Hence, within a short span of 6 days, will they be able to cover, or will they be able to conduct the examination? I don't think so. They will be able to do so. So obviously, students should prepare at least for the March first week, or at max March second week. Now, if luck favors you, then there can be the board examinations on the March, hence it might shift to April. So basically, I would say do not go for April, but think of March as the deadline and start preparing for the March itself. One more thing I would also suggest students is that if possible, you have two optional, at least try and finish one optional within the time period. That would be very, very helpful to you. So please put this thing in your mind, and best of luck for your preparation. Thank you. That will be all.